Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Lords of the Night. With me, as always, your Lord of Punishment. Say hi, Scribe.
Bidet, mate.
And your Lord of Pennies is here as well. Say hello, Satsu.
Cheerio.
And I'm your Lord of Something, the Ranting Monkey. Hi, guys. Hope you're well. Hope everybody's having a great day. Scribbles, how was your day?
Well, it was full of long, tedious, mind-numbing data correction work and meeting, and then coming home to see the immediate construction going on in the apartment below me, which I'm glad for, but it was all hammering and scraping and all types of noise. And so it was like, so it was good, but kind of irritating. And yeah, so here I am. Yay!
Sweet. Before the stream started, thank you, Point Curation, who said Trump Awards austere dog. Is that how you say it? Austere?
Austere.
Austere. Trump Awards austere doggo with medal and treats. Thank you so much, sir. And Satsu, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, but in regards to that, it is super hilarious that people are upset about that. It's actually kind of fascinating. I know we'll get into that in fuck at your time, but it just baffles me, and the reason why is even more hilarious. But I'm doing okay. Had a pretty decent day. Nothing really to complain about other than waking up to Demon Child screaming at the top of her lungs and our
Hello, Daddy. Daddy, come feed me, Daddy.
I'm just like, what? Leave me alone. And then I picked her up, and she immediately and instantly stopped crying and looked me right in the face and smiled. And I'm like, you mother.
God damn it.
I'm just like, God. So
foiled again.
Squishy comes out of the shower like, hey, is she okay? I didn't hear her. And I'm like, yeah, she was screaming for like 10 minutes. But yeah, she's fine now. Oh, geez. But yeah, pretty cool day so far. Nothing crazy to report.
How are you, Monkey?
I had a pretty good day. I'm feeling not too bad. Slept longer than I thought I would, which woke up, rested a little bit. With that was a nice feeling. Then got to play with the little one quite a bit today, and she has this new thing where she likes Grandpa to chase her around, and the whole time I do it, she screams in a happy giggle. And she did it so long she hurt her throat to where she was coughing. And like, baby, we can calm down. But then just before showtime, Lady Monkey came in here and she said, read your phone. I'm like, okay, calm down. I pick up my phone and I read this. It says, Grand Monkey said if it's still raining tomorrow, then it will ruin our fun for Halloween. I told her if it's still raining, we can buy candy and it'll be okay. Then she says, or Grandma and Grandpa can. They say yes to everything.
Wow.
So, yeah, the 4-year-old knows. Thank you, Mash. Is it accurate to say that Vice is big on sex with bugs? I haven't read the actual story. I know Paul Joseph Watson did a video about it. I saw Roaming was talking about it on her stream. I didn't watch the stream, but I saw it in the title there. I don't know. I'm not digging down into the whole bug sex thing. Is anybody else interested in bug sex?
No.
Not really.
Yeah, me neither. So yeah, there's quotes and stuff out there from these people. No. I just a no from me. I don't need to know that that's your kink. I really don't. Is there anything else we need to talk about before we do the tagline? And oh, you know what? There is actually from my side. I got a very nice Twitter message today. Somebody asked me. They said they never get to watch the show live, so they can't make the request the normal way. But their son Isaac turned 11 today, and it would really make his day if we sang to him. So this one is for Isaac, who's 11. Man, do you remember 11? That was a fun time.
11. How old was I then? Let's see. 1990.
How
I think,
old?
yeah.
I'm sorry. Did you just ask how old you were when you were 11?
That's what you just asked.
How old was the world when I was 11?
I don't think that's what you asked.
And I know. Anyway, yeah. I was trying to remember because it's like 11. I think. No, it wasn't, because I always remember 89 because that's when the Batman movie came out, Michael Keaton Batman movie. And that's always sort of like a for whatever reason, the mental benchmark in my head of time is like, okay, so 89 was Batman, 90 was what? Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, around that's in the 11 is in the repression period, so I don't remember a lot.
Officer Buck, thank you so much. Who says, Happy Australian Halloween. Happy Halloween, sir. We'll be there with you shortly. We got, 3 more hours? But anyway, this one is for Isaac. Isaac, who turns 11 today. This one's for you. And a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Isaac.
Happy birthday to you.
Don't eat all the cake.
Happy birthday, dear Isaac.
This voice hurts my throat.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Isaac. I hope you had a great one. Faithless says, this is why I hate the birthday singing. It's less than a minute out of the show. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. With that, I'm going to take just a second. Isaac, stop listening now. You're 11. You're 11, so this part
this is no longer rated PG.
Yeah, so turn it off. There we go. Monkey Dick, Jim Jones, movies, video games. Hit that like button, guys. Share our stuff far and wide, especially if you like our singing. It's news time. Did we have news today?
Oh boy, do we have all types of news! But gosh, it's such a goofy news day. It'll be a potpourri.
Yay!
So, Monkey, here are your categories. Never mind. I'll
Hold
just
the categories.
forget it. Never mind. Okay.
Terry, thank you so much. Terry, thank you. Who says, and happy Halloween to Satsu.
Why? Thank you.
Are you going to dress as a weeb?
Is that a costume? I thought.
Wouldn't that just be dressing up how you normally are?
I'm about to say, I thought jogging pants and a t-shirt was like the weeb uniform.
All right, what are our categories?
Your categories are Deadspin, Dead Accuser, Dead Advertising, I don't know, Dead Career, and then Dead Budget, I'll say.
Let's do Dead Career, because that's one I'm not familiar with.
Lori Loughlin fears she may go to prison, source tells CNN. Lori Loughlin has, quote, hit rock bottom, according to a longtime friend of the actress. The most recent blow came when Loughlin and her husband, Massimo Giannulli, along with 9 other accused parents in the college admissions scandal, were hit last week with an additional bribery charge. Quote, she's at rock bottom, devastated, the source tells CNN. She knows she could go away for a long time, and it's terrifying for her, unquote.
Oh.
The new...
No, I was just... that was my shocked reaction.
The new charge accuses Loughlin and Giannulli of bribing University of Southern California employees to get their daughters admitted to the school. In exchange for the bribes, USC coaches and athletics officials allegedly designated the children as recruited athletes, easing their admission regardless of their athletic ability, prosecutors said. The charge of federal programs bribery is defined as a bribe of anything valued of at least $5,000 at an organization that receives more than $10,000 from the federal government, which would include USC and other universities implicated in the alleged scam. Laughlin and her husband previously pleaded not guilty in April to charges of conspiracy to commit fraud and conspiracy to commit money laundering. Prosecutors say she and Giannulli paid $500,000 to a fake charity to get their two daughters accepted into the University of Southern California, falsely designating them as crew recruits. They face a maximum of up to 45 years in prison for the charges. When asked by CNN how her marriage has been affected by this scandal, the source said it's, quote, beyond strained. Quote, all she wanted was the best for her daughters, and she wishes people would see that, the source added. Quote, she definitely regrets the way she's handled herself since this all came out.
Hold that thought. Officer Buck Tud Russell, thank you again, who says, is dressing up my account as one of my favorite early 2000 cartoon characters instead of dressing up myself lazy as an Australian Halloweener. I think it is progressive. That is embracing the web as you should. Did
I want to read that
did
again.
anybody doubt that she wanted the best for her kids?
She wanted the best without them having to earn it. Yeah.
Right. Look, that's not the...
I just love this one line. She definitely regrets the way she's handled herself since all this came out.
What about how she handled herself when she was doing it?
Yeah. Also, Halloweener.
I'm gonna break into my fucketry a little bit because this was a story I put up, but the headline says Lori Loughlin fears she may go to prison, and I said, well, golly, if only she'd thought of that before breaking the law. Poor Lori.
I mean, look, I understand wanting the best for your kids and stuff, but you broke the law. At least as far as we know, she hasn't been convicted by a jury of her peers, but you're gonna be. And when you do, you can sit there and cry in your cell over the fact that you didn't take a plea deal like everybody else. What is there, like a handful of them who didn't?
Yeah, I'm wondering if there's still an opportunity for her to take a plea deal, or if the prosecutors are just going to say, nope, we're going to trial. I'm curious now because if she's that scared, maybe that's just her trying to tell the world, I could take a plea.
Well, I wonder what the pleas are offering now, because they've as far as I think they've pled, all of those cases have already been pled that the people who agreed to. Yeah. And I wonder if they're like, oh, okay, we'll give you a plea, but it's going to be higher than what we gave these people.
Yeah, because she spent the most, and hers is the most high profile and most, at least, egregious by simple dollar amount. So she can't be treated any less severely than those who have already, especially what's her name that already served time. She got 2 weeks for like what, $10,000 or $15,000 or something.
Felicity Huffman, yeah.
Yeah, and these guys had extra charges added on. So either the prosecutors are trying to pressure these guys into pleading out to save everybody the time and the trouble, or they're just saying, nope, you had a chance, and we're going after you because you want to go to trial.
Thank you again, Officer Buck Tud Russell, who says, notice my Halloweener. Aye, Satsu.
That's nasty.
Let's see. Your remaining categories are Deadspin, Dead Accuser, Dead Advertising, I think it was, and then Dead Budget.
Let's do the budget one, because that's another one I'm not familiar with.
Missouri cop who says he was told tone down your gayness wins discrimination case. A jury awarded nearly $20 million Friday to a police sergeant who said the St. Louis County Police Department discriminated against him based on his sexuality and then retaliated against him for filing a complaint. Sergeant Keith Wildhaber, who joined the department in 1994, filed a lawsuit in 2017 alleging that he was passed over for 23 promotions in 5.5 years because he is gay. In the week-long trial, Wildhaber testified that one county official told him he would need to, quote, tone down his gayness, unquote, to secure a promotion to lieutenant. The jury deliberated for about 3 hours and delivered its verdict last Friday, awarding Wildhaber $1.9 million in actual damages and $10 million in punitive damages on the discrimination claim, Jurors also added $999,000 in actual damages and $7 million in punitive damages for the retaliation claim. Quote, justice was served in this trial and no client could be more deserving than Keith, Wildhaber's attorney said in a statement. The jury acted as the conscience of the community and spoke loud and clear in this verdict, unquote. During the trial, Wildhaber chronicled several instances in which he was passed over for promotions despite receiving positive feedback about his performance. He described one instance in 2014 when John Saraceno, a former member of the St. Louis County Board of Police Commissioners, said his sexuality stood in the way of a potential promotion to lieutenant. According to Wildhaber, Saraceno told him, quote, the command staff has a problem with your sexuality, unquote, and advised him to tone down your gayness. Saraceno denied he made the comment. Quote, I think I said, I can't believe we are having this conversation in 2014, Wildhaber said in court. It was devastating to hear. We had never spoken of my sexuality before, and I thought he was just trying to be helpful to me and looking out for my best interest in the promotion process. A month after Wildhaber filed a discrimination complaint with the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission and the Missouri Commission on Human Rights in 2016, he was transferred to another precinct against his wishes. He eventually filed a total of 5 complaints alleging discrimination and retaliation. Police Chief John Belmar, who has run the department since 2014, said in his testimony that the lawsuit was one of the reasons Wildhaber had not been promoted.
What?
I'll read that again. Police Chief John Belmar, who has run the department since 2014, said in his testimony that the lawsuit was one of the reasons Wildhaber had not been promoted.
So he admitted to retaliation.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Sorry.
When did the lawsuit start?
Let's see. Well, the lawsuit started in 2016. The discrimination complaint and the that was.
So he didn't get promoted. Okay, so just since 2016, he hasn't been promoted because of the lawsuit.
Well, no. It's that he alleges that in the last 5.5 years since he started in 2017, that being gay was it, but then the retaliation part of it started after 2016 when he was transferred.
Right.
That's a different part of the lawsuit.
Yeah, and I think the person who made that statement is talking about this particular promotion, this particular time.
Yeah.
All right.
Donna Woodland, the widow of a former county police officer and girlfriend of a current officer, testified that police captain Guy Means had referred to Wildhaber as fruity at an event in 2015 and told her he would never be promoted because he was, quote, way too out there with his gayness, unquote.
How gay is this guy?
I have no idea. Yeah, so I assume this will be appealed, I'm guessing.
Oh, I'm sure it will. I'm sure that award will be lowered, but
yeah,
I didn't hear all the evidence, so I don't know. But I do have a problem with that kind of award. That is ridiculous and a ridiculous award. I get it, punishment, blah blah blah. But that's
making an example, sending a message. I don't know.
Dude, that is an incentivizing award. That is some shit. Yeah. All the gay fucking police officers, they gonna come to work in a fucking Speedo. Like, oh, I'm about to be super fucking gay. I dare somebody say something.
Way too out there with his gayness. Was he sucking dick on the job? Exactly, Black Rob. How gay was he? And I know that's not the right thought there, but was I okay? I don't know.
Even if he like wore a rainbow triangle on his uniform or something, that's not an excuse for not promoting the guy.
No, but now if he's blowing guys on the job, yeah, that would be too gay to promote. I just don't see it's not a phrase I understand. That's all.
All right.
Yeah, that's kind of ridiculous.
Let's see. So your remaining categories are dead spin, dead accuser, dead advertising.
I want dead advertising, please.
Twitter to ban all political advertising.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's logical.
Twitter is to ban all political advertising worldwide, saying that the reach of such messages, quote, should be earned, not bought, unquote.
Suck my balls, Twitter.
Look, I don't I don't think that's why they're doing it, but I agree with the sentiment.
They're dodging liability and lawsuits and everything else. Quote, while internet advertising is incredibly powerful and very effective for commercial advertisers, that power brings significant risks to politics, unquote. Company CEO Jack Dorsey tweeted. Social media rival Facebook recently ruled out a ban on political ads. News of the ban divided America's political camps for the 2020 election. Brad Parscale, manager of President Donald Trump's re-election campaign, said the ban was, quote, yet another attempt by the left to silence Trump and conservatives. If they're banning political ads, full stop, then Democrats don't get any benefit either. Conceivably. Right. So,
which is why I think Democrats are actually not going to be happy with this one, because I don't think this is what they wanted. They said, we wanted you to fact check and ban the conservatives. If you ban our shit too, then our lies won't get on there either. Like, that's not what we wanted. We wanted you to just stop them, not us too.
And that I would agree with you guys if there wasn't things like the obvious silencing of different hashtags when they're really popular, and not even necessarily at this time. Just look at what like happened to Andrew Yang and Tulsi Gabbard right after their debate things. Whoops, they're trending too high. You know, they're getting that earned thing that they mentioned there. Oh, but hide that shit. We got to keep Biden and Warren up there.
Well, in this situation, I think they're specifically referring to just paid stuff. Because I mean, anybody
but their
hashtag.
But their excuse is that it should be earned.
Oh, of course,
full of shit.
Bullshit. But
because they curate their lists of what is earned.
Oh,
so
of course.
Kiss my butt.
Yeah, I don't buy their excuse for 1 second, but I'm still down with the sentiment. Sure, get rid of that shit. Fuck it.
Yeah. Anyhow.
Okay. Let's
get an user out of the way. Oh, sorry, you're still on this. I'm
I haven't finished the story yet.
I thought you were done. You got real quiet. I
was typing something, and I wasn't sure you guys were done talking.
Yeah, we're good.
I was trying to be polite, you see, unlike some people I know.
Scribe.
Brad Parscale, manager of President Donald Trump's re-election campaign, said, "Oh yeah, sorry, that was already that." But for Bill Russo, spokesman for the campaign to elect Democratic frontrunner Joe Biden, quote, "When faced with a choice between ad dollars and the integrity of our democracy, it is encouraging that, for once, revenue did not win out," unquote.
Okay.
So you back this, do you? Okay, Bill Russo. Of course, your candidate doesn't really need any extra advertising, and this only hurts his competitors, doesn't it? The ban will be enforced from November 22nd, with full details released by the 15th of November. All right, so it's going to start on the 22nd, but the details of the ban will be released 7 days early. Okay. How does Dorsey justify the ban? Quote from Jack: "We've made the decision to stop all political advertising on Twitter globally. We believe political message reach should be earned, not bought. Why? A few reasons, ... Let's see. Okay. Hillary Clinton had something. "This is the right thing to do for democracy in America and all over the world. What say you, Facebook?"
But what? Wait, why bring up Facebook? They're not asking Facebook to get rid of political advertising at all. They're asking them to fact check it. So that's a completely separate thing.
No, it's they're using this as a wedge to make Facebook, block any more Russian bots.
Look, like I said, I agree with the move for the most part. But one thing I just thought about listening a little more to the story and what people's perspectives were is the fact that the media, outside of any political, online political messages that you'll see on social media on the daily, they pretty much control that narrative. They control who's popular and who's not. And they say, what you should be listening to or what you should be paying attention to. That could be problematic for people who are not favorable with the media. So maybe that could be an issue too. I don't know. But overall, like I said, for the time being, until I get some more information or at least see the effects of it, I don't particularly have a problem with it.
Okay, so excuse me. Your remaining categories are Deadspin and Dead Accuser.
Let's do the accuser.
Kevin Spacey escaped sexual battery trial after anonymous masseur victim died during the investigation.
Oh, this shit was a super red flag to me. I'm like, I saw House of Cards. I watched that show. I know. I know.
Los Angeles prosecutors have rejected a sexual battery case against Kevin Spacey because the accuser has died. The Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office announced the decision Tuesday. The case stemmed from a masseur's allegations that Spacey inappropriately touched him during a massage session at a home in Malibu, California in October of 2016. The decision states that the allegations against Spacey could not be proven without the masseur's participation. The man also sued Spacey under the alias John Doe in a case that remains pending in federal court. An email sent to Spacey's lawyer, Alan Jackson, was not immediately returned. Massachusetts prosecutors in July dropped a criminal case against Spacey involving an indecent assault and battery charge. The charge was filed last year after Spacey was accused of groping an 18-year-old man at a bar on the resort island of Nantucket in 2016. In that case, Spacey's accuser invoked his Fifth Amendment right not to testify about the text messages from the night of the alleged groping that the defense claimed were deleted. Police in London are also investigating allegations of sexual misconduct by Spacey, but there's been no public update on that inquiry. Do they say anything about how the guy died?
Maybe
He
that's
was right
how.
over.
That was our hint.
That's Clinton. That was Clinton coming for me. They don't say anything about how the accuser died, just that he died. So there you go.
Okay.
All right. Well, your last category, Deadspin. Deadspin staffers quit in solidarity with ousted editor. Will you believe what the reason was for this, guys? I don't think. Oh, maybe you will.
I already know, so yeah.
At least 7 Deadspin staffers quit on Wednesday in response to recent mandates related to editorial policy from the site's parent company, Geo Media. Gosh, between Splinter and Kotaku and now this, it's almost like Geo Media is cleaning house because they're losing so much fucking money.
Well, the specific reason for this one is ridiculous.
I know. Employees announced their decision to quit on Twitter, because that's a professional thing to do. Among the departures are Kelsey McKinney, Laura Wagner, Tom Lay, Lauren Thiessen, Patrick Redford, Chris Thompson, and Albert Berneco. I've never heard of any of these people. These resignations follow the firing of Barry Pacheski, who I think I've heard of before, who was serving as interim editor-in-chief. These resignations come in the wake of turmoil at Deadspin and Geo Media, which took over the company in April. In August, former Deadspin editor-in-chief Megan Greenwell condemned leadership in a blog on her last day, which included a new mandate for the site and its writers to, quote, stick to sports, unquote. On Monday, Geo Media editorial director Paul Maidment sent a memo to staff instructing them about the edict. Geo Media also removed a blog post soliciting reader feedback on the site's user experience, including autoplay video ads. Geo Media started running autoplay video to meet demands on a 7-figure advertising deal with Farmers Insurance Group, the Wall Street Journal reported on Tuesday. But Farmers Insurance Group pulled the deal the next day, according to the Daily Beast. Farmers Insurance did not immediately respond to a request for comment. CNN Business did not immediately hear back from GMG Union, which represents the editorial staff at sites including Deadspin. The union tweeted Wednesday, quote, from the outset, Geo Media CEO Jim Spanfeller has worked to undermine a successful site by curtailing its most well-read coverage because it makes him personally uncomfortable. This is not what journalism looks like, and it is not what editorial independence looks like. You're right. It's not what Deadspin is not what journalism looks like. You're absolutely
That's true.
Right. You're
For those of you who don't know, Deadspin is a sports site. It is a sports site. And the mandate that came down was stick to sports. You can only talk about politics if it's directly related to sports. You know, like that article we covered yesterday with the NCAA allowing athletes to get paid.
Sure.
That would be a political sports story.
Yes.
But these guys want to write I hate Donald Trump stories, and they were told to stop that shit. Write about sports at a fucking sports site, and they quit over it. I wish I was kidding.
Yeah, well, I mean, all these companies allowing these fucking people fresh out of college to come in, and they're like, "Oh, this is your fucking hub for activism. Come on in." And they're just like, "What? I thought every place was supposed to do that." Like, no. Some places are actual news sites.
If I was running Deadspin right now, I'd be saying like, "Well, that saves me the trouble of having to fire them."
Right? Like,
yeah, no shit.
Like, okay, I mean, you guys don't want to do what this site is meant to do, so I'm happy for you to leave.
Yeah, that's like going to McDonald's and getting pissed. They won't let you make tacos. It's like, we don't do that here. I'm sorry.
I mean, you can't sue them now for wrongful termination because you resigned. You can't say that somehow you were being mistreated because they put out a mandate and you guys disagreed with it and quit. So, ta-da! I don't even know what you guys are going to do now. You can go start your own site where you can make your own political stuff. Be the new Splinter. See how that works out for you in 6 months.
Yeah, so we can read about you failing.
Yeah, I'll be happy to do commentary videos on your content as soon as you guys start that up because it'll probably be a very limited run on my part. Anyway, that's all the story. I also stories about that.
I was just saying it's ridiculous. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is your time to weigh in. Send your stories that you'd like us to look at over to the hashtag MSS News on the Twitter machine. We can't get to them all. That's just because I like to interrupt Scribe. Scribbles?
And just make sure you don't send us any political advertising.
Yeah, stick to sports.
Yeah, only sports. Okay, this one comes from Desert Tramp. I hope it's not an app link. Okay, good. Missing a boulder weighing 1 ton. The Prescott National Forest would like it back.
Okay.
In a baffling act of thievery, I accuse Carmen Sandiego in this one. That's just me. A 1-ton boulder was somehow snatched from the side of a highway in Arizona's Prescott National Forest about 2 weeks ago. Now forest officials are reaching out to the public for help recovering the hefty loot. The stately...
Do we know where Mundane Matt was?
Oh!
Come on.
The stately black boulder, commonly called Wizard Rock by locals, was a special staple of the community, said Prescott National Forest in a news release. Quote, "It's unfortunate when we lose a treasure such as the Wizard Rock," said Sarah Clausen, district ranger for the Bradshaw Ranger District, in a statement. Quote, "Our hope is that it'll be returned to us and these recent recurring events will become an educational opportunity." Recurring events? Removal of minerals from national forest land without a permit is illegal, so the boulder bandit is facing a maximum fine of $5,000 or 6 months in jail, and possibly both. U.S. Forest Service law enforcement is asking the public to come forward with any information related to the removal of the beloved rock, the beloved rock, which has been a roadside attraction on Highway 89 for many years. The forest says... I'm reading it as it's written. The forest has spoken. The forest says that people often stop to admire the rock, take pictures, and bring others to appreciate it.
Okay, if that's the case, how the fuck did somebody get away with taking it?
Carmen Sandiego. I'm telling you.
Take something.
That's a big ass rock.
Yeah. You'd have to have something that could transport 1 ton of boulder. You'd have to have something that could lift said boulder into the thing carrying it. This would be quite the operation. This would not be a simple procedure.
Fucking Hancock got drunk and leaned on it, and it fucking rolled down the hill.
Oh, Hancock. We'll never get a sequel to that one.
Yeah.
Let's see. Who's next? Okay, this one comes from Frosted Glass with an advisory for the season. This is from Medium, so it's going to be great. How not to get canceled on Halloween.
God.
7 tips from a professional costume designer to make your potentially culturally insensitive Halloween costume A-okay. Okay, so what do we have here? It's a problem as old as Halloween's ancient Celtic roots themselves. Is it? How to wear your costume of choice without being called out on social media.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Let me start over because I'm having a time warp in my head. It's a problem as old as Halloween's ancient Celtic roots themselves. How to wear your costume of choice without being called out on social media and promptly canceled.
Huh.
It's a problem as old as a few kids I know.
Do you count stone tablets as social media?
Well, hold on.
What?
I need to make a correction now because I thought that everything that had happened prior to Donald Trump, began. But apparently the world, like itself, the entire universe was created after Donald Trump became president.
Yeah, ancient was 2015, apparently.
Real quick, sorry, point curation, thank you. I hope to see many Justin Trudeau's tomorrow.
Oh, boy.
That would be great.
With cultural sensitivities, or at least sensitivities to the idea of people being sensitive, what? Who wrote this?
For all of our idiotic readers, there you go.
Megan Daum, D-A-U-M. Okay, who is she? Bi-weekly columnist for Gen, which is the subheading of Medium, author of 6 books, including The Problem with Everything, My Journey Through the New Culture Wars.
Problem with everything?
Okay.
Angry Illinoisan, thank you so much. You tell them sensitive people to go fuck themselves. That's how I deal with it.
Let's see. Los Angeles-based costume designer Anne Kloss Farley has been working in theater, film, and television for more than 25 years. The author did. I proposed 7 costumes that could potentially cause offense and asked if there was any way to safely pull them off. All right. The author says, people seem to love dressing as traditionally Mexican figures, and they especially love combining mariachi costumes with Day of the Dead get-ups, or at least they did when I lived in Los Angeles. At the same time, the sombrero has become something of a symbol of the whole cultural appropriation debate. Can this look be saved? Anne Kloss Farley, these are cultural traditions. If you are of Mexican descent, face painting is acceptable. Among Hispanic peoples, it is generally not used for Halloween, but for the Day of the Dead. It's usually seen as acceptable for all when making sugar masks for celebrations honoring the dead on All Saints' Day on November 2nd. Mariachi costumes are unacceptable if you are not of Mexican descent. Period. If you like this kind of costume style, you might want to research music-oriented uniforms, like the Beatles' Sgt. Pepper's Band or the English Pearly Bands, which have fun styles that are more Halloween appropriate.
Shouted Angel, thank you for the donation with no comment there. I appreciate it very much.
Let's see. I'm not going to read all these, but it goes. Let's see. It was mariachi. Then it goes. Okay.
No, keep going. Keep going. I'm sorry.
No. You said wait. I'm waiting.
No, keep going. List the costumes, and then I'll get into it.
So we had mariachi, we have geisha, we have handmaid from The Handmaid's Tale, sexy or otherwise, MAGA supporter or deplorable, Barack or Michelle Obama, Hillary Clinton or Elizabeth Warren, or any woman if you're not a woman. Tell me again about how it's bad to insult people. Anyway, slut is the last one.
Wait a minute. They said any woman if you're not a woman. So they're
okay. Here. I'll read this one. Can a man dress as a woman without it seeming offensive or like an affront to transgender people? What about the other way around? What if a woman wanted to dress as Mitch McConnell? Is there something inherently less offensive about that than a man dressing as, say, Nancy Pelosi? What about Kellyanne Conway? Is it just easier to wear a store-bought mask? What if someone, male or female, wanted to go as Hannah Gadsby? How might one signal that this is a tribute to the person rather than a mockery, if that's indeed what they meant? Answer: common sense for all of these things, as with the Obamas. If you are coming at it to be offensive, it will be offensive. Period.
But we've learned that is objectively false, because it is offensive, period, whether you're trying to be offensive or not, because all it takes is one person to say that it is. That's it. So this is stupid.
Real quick, I have a couple of donations. Thank you, Cryptic, who says, going walk, wound to more woe, talk, like this. Wait, I'm allowed, so there goes my costume. What? And Officer Buck, thank you again. What percentage of DNA constitutes of Mexican descent? I have a question. Can a trans woman dress as a man? Or a trans man dressed as a woman?
Can they? Yes, they can. Is it appropriate? Well, I guess that depends. Is it happening on Halloween? Because then nobody can tell the difference, right?
When it comes to any of these other culture ones, you know, you can only do this if you're Mexican. Well, then the Mexicans can't do it, can they? Because they didn't come up with Halloween, right? That's the rule, right? Unless you're part of the heritage that came up with it, you don't get to do it.
Yeah.
Shut the hell up. Leave people alone and let them do their own fucking thing. Stop getting so fucking butthurt over everything you see, for God's sake. Sorry, that's what I was going to tell you to wait earlier, but I figured we get all of the stupid out of the way, and then I would yell. So that's all.
I just love the authoritative certitude of this is wrong. Period.
Yeah, like every fucking person on the planet is unanimously agree on this. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It just is an absolute and undeniable fact because we know it is. It's like, oh, okay, cool.
All right. Moving on. This one comes from senior staff reporter and chief Florida correspondent Colleen Bernier, sending an article from a organization that I've done a couple of videos on before, She Knows Media, who has a wonderful tendency to use small children to promote their ideas and everything. I've done a couple of videos on their stuff before. I was almost about to do one on something they just posted the other day, but we'll see. So this says, no, acknowledging that all genders can menstruate doesn't erase women.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Before you read more of that, I got another donation from Cryptic. Thank you so much, my friend, who says, I'm going as a crippled white guy from Michigan with a monkey avatar. And I approve.
If you think only women have periods and feel upset when people tell you that other genders have them too, let's talk.
It's called biology, you stupid fuck.
Period product company Always announced last week it will be removing the Venus symbol, commonly used as a female emblem, because it is, from its packaging to be inclusive of all the other genders that menstruate. The move has drawn backlash from some women who believe they're being erased from conversations about periods and who feel like the movement towards gender inclusivity is devaluing or attacking what they see as womanhood itself. Some people have said having periods and being able to give birth are what make women special and unique, and they believe it's disrespectful to try to make these things apply to men and others. They can't make them apply to men. And others, there aren't others. There's men or women. It doesn't work elsewise. And intersex is a birth defect. That is not a judgment against someone. That is just a biological fact. That's just the way it is. That's not men and others. It's women or men. A lot of this pushback involves willfully ignoring a biological fact. Oh, okay.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
What biological fact am I ignoring? That trans men, you mean biological women? Non-binary people, you mean either men or women? And people of literally all genders can menstruate, and many do. No. Trans men are still biologically women. I'm sorry to tell you, non-binary people, you cannot be non-binary. You are either male or you are female. And all genders, sorry, there's 2. When we're talking about menstruation, it only applies to 1. Yeah.
Thank you, Cryptic, who says, I'd go as a Charger fan, but I don't want to lose a fight. Cryptic, I'm sorry for the way I'm sounding. This is not about your donations. I appreciate them so much. It's the stupid shit we're reading. It's breaking me a little bit.
I'm going to finish this paragraph just for the hell of it. But I'd wager that what's driving the transphobic uproar isn't outright hate for trans people and people of other Wait. Let me back up. Let's try that again. But I'd wager that what's driving the transphobic uproar isn't outright hate for trans people. Okay, well, I will agree with you in that sentiment, except that you've completely contradicted yourself in your terminology in one sentence.
Yeah.
And people of other genders. Rather, it's a lack of understanding and, more than anything else, a reflexive fear of losing one's identity. I thought identity is all that matters, that if you try to devalue or attack or minimize someone's identity, it is a crime against all that is holy. So if someone is trying to say that only women menstruate, and that is diluting, or the opposite of what's being pushed is diluting the identity of women, wouldn't you be against that if someone were trying to devalue the identity of name your marginalized group?
No, because it's only me. And when I say only me, I mean only the person who is currently speaking at that time. They claim to speak for other people, but what they really mean is just me. This only applies to me. Only I can feel this way. I can violate your rights. I can violate your safety. I can violate your identity. Only me. It only matters when it's me it's affecting. If it's not affecting me, then I don't really care.
Real quick, thank you, Sir Wolfgang, who says honk honk with Clown World on each side of it, and I appreciate the donation. Thank you, sir. Yeah, Clown World. I'm trying not to embrace it. I've said that, but sorry, only women have periods. That doesn't mean all women have periods, but it does mean that in order to have one, you need to have a uterus and a vagina, because that's where it leaks from, and those are the things that mean you're a woman, for fuck's sake. You don't have to like that you're a woman. You can even feel you're born in the wrong body, but you're still biologically a fucking woman. Nobody who's not biologically a woman has a goddamn period.
Well, it's just, and I've seen the argument. They're like, well, what about women who can't have periods? Are they not women? And the best and worst answer I've ever heard to that is they're still women. They're just defective. And I'm just like, I'm like, come on, dude.
No, look, you can even say this is a whole separate argument. We're only talking about those who do.
Right.
I'm not talking about, does that mean only women have periods? Yes. Does that mean if you don't have a period, you're not a woman? That's a different fucking argument.
Yeah, it's a completely different conversation. Just like I was talking to the person about intersex before. I'm like, you're talking about a fraction of a fraction. Like the smallest amount of, like the smallest thing possible, like less than 1%, and even a fraction of that of people who literally are born with no vaginas or just can't have a period. You know what I mean? Like that's they exist. Sure, they're real and they exist in this world, but we can't factor that in. You know what I mean? As a legitimate thing that we can apply to every other person in the world. It's just, you just can't do that. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, shall we move on to a completely tragic story?
It's more tragic.
That one wasn't?
This one's pretty tragic. This is like heartbreak tragic. This one comes from Shrouded Angel.
All right.
Woman plunged 60 feet to her death from a waterfall after touching moment with boyfriend. A woman plunged 60 feet to her death moments after sharing a touching moment with her boyfriend atop a waterfall in the Peak District, an inquest heard. This is from Britain somewhere. Seconds before she fell, Hannah Lowe and her partner were chatting about how happy they were and excited at the prospect of buying their first house together the next day. The 29-year-old was an experienced hill walker and climber and had taken on the challenges of some of Britain's biggest mountains with her family and boyfriend, Adam Stanaway. But on Easter Monday this year, the day before Adam's 30th birthday, the pair decided on a relaxing walk in the Peak District with Hannah's mother and sister and set out from the village of Edale just after noon. After 3 hours, they reached the top of Kinder Scout, I guess that's a hill or a mountain or something, and shared a picnic with Hannah's family before wandering off for a few precious moments alone. The pair sat atop of the Kinder Downfall and that's ominous, and spoke about their future and of their dreams of building a home together. But as they got up to leave, Hannah slipped and plunged to the foot of the waterfall. In a statement read to Chesterfield Coroner's Court, Adam relived the horrifying moment the woman he loved fell from his grasp as he tried to save her from the terrifying drop. Quote, "We went for a little wander and sat on some rocks," he said. "We were both very happy as we were buying our first house the next day, which was also my 30th birthday. We were only there a few minutes, then we got up to go. Hannah turned around and lost her footing on the rocks. I reached out around to grab her bag, but I couldn't grab it in time and she fell. I looked, but I could not see her because my eyes are not that good. I shouted for Hannah's mother and she came over. We tried to get down, but had to go back up. 30 minutes later, he was told the devastating news that Hannah was dead."
Yeah, they wouldn't have found one of us. Because I'd have jumped down there too.
They'd have found both of us because I wouldn't have been dumb enough to be standing at the edge of a waterfall.
Yeah.
That's fast-moving water. And I get it. And yes, it is tragic because they were about to start their life in their new house and everything. But why in the hell would you do that? Oh, God. I'm sorry to hear she died, but somebody said earlier, it sounds like Darwinism. Yeah.
I'm hearing a smoke alarm from the apartment below me, so I got to go. I'll be back when I can.
Yeah, go check that out. That place below him is having some issues.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Yeah, that is fucked, man. Like, I agree, Monkey. I feel that's super fucked up, man. But like choices, people, decisions, like not the best one. Just not the best decision.
You can't have a touching moment next to the waterfall?
Right, by the waterfall.
Haven't y'all seen the Goofy movie? That shit's dangerous.
Yeah. Super sucks, man. Super sucks.
It does. And I don't mean to be dismissive of it. It's more one of those things. If you're out there and you're thinking of this kind of stuff, don't do it.
All right.
Sit on the grass next to the waterfall. It'll be fine.
It was apparently coming from upstairs. The acoustics of my apartment, it's like I hear a noise. It's like, okay, which direction is it coming from? Given the events of yesterday, I'm like, I sure as fuck hope it's not downstairs. It wasn't, so it's fine. How many more do you want me to do, Monkey?
Give us one more.
All right, this one comes from Dr. No. Ilhan Omar votes present on bill condemning Armenian genocide.
Yeah.
Representative Ilhan Omar, Democrat of Minnesota, on Tuesday refused to support a congressional resolution recognizing the Armenian genocide, saying it was important first to condemn the preceding, quote, mass slaughter of, quote, hundreds of millions of indigenous people, as well as the, quote, transatlantic slave trade, unquote. Omar, in a statement explaining her vote of present on the resolution, also seemingly suggested that the century-old mass killing of Armenians by Ottoman Turks may not have occurred at all. She asserted that, quote, accountability and recognition of genocide should not be used as a cudgel in a political fight, but should instead, quote, be done based on academic consensus outside the push and pull of geopolitics, unquote. Did she really write that statement? I don't think so.
I don't know if she wrote it or
came from her office.
Somebody handed that to her. Yeah.
It came from her office. The comments prompted accusations that Omar, again, was seeking to communicate a bigoted message while maintaining a veneer of wink and nod deniability, even as she has previously called for a boycott over alleged Israeli human rights abuses, described the September 11th terrorist attacks as an instance in which some people did something, and asserted that Israel has hypnotized the world. Political analyst Zaid Jalani noted that contrary to Omar's claim, the U.S. has condemned both the treatment of Native Americans and the slave trade. Quote, "There's nothing wrong with asking that the U.S. government acknowledge human rights abuses here before we acknowledge them overseas," Jalani wrote. "The issue is the U.S. government already did acknowledge the ones Omar is asking it to acknowledge. Didn't acknowledge the... Wait. What? The issue is the U.S. government already did acknowledge the ones Omar is asking it to acknowledge. Didn't acknowledge the Armenian genocide at the behest of Turkey." What? Is that a tweet sentence like you ran out of room?
Sounds like.
Yeah, anyway, so Ilhan Omar, gosh, moral compass what now? Anyway.
Real quick. Thank you, Terry Diamandis, who says, "Don't go chasing waterfalls." Still good advice.
Oh.
It's true. Hang on, I got a couple more. Cryptic over on the Streamlabs, thank you so much. I'll repeat. She's too busy getting getting white non-Muslim dick. And thank you, Officer Buck. "So I can deny any genocide as long as something else bad happened in history." Mm-hmm. Her response to that was, it was young Turkish, indeed.
Man, you know, I've got this clip somewhere in my library of Cenk Uygur and Anna Kasparian sitting there. I forget what it was, but they were making fun of or they were playing down Christians being killed off in the Middle East or something, and they were making light of it or something. And I was like, yeah, imagine making light of genocide from the Turk to the Armenian. Just
right.
Just,
yep.
Anyway.
Yeah. Her, we need to talk about stuff here. Even if that's true, that doesn't mean you can't acknowledge the Armenian genocide. That doesn't mean it didn't happen. Even if we hadn't apologized to natives already, doesn't mean you. And the bitch, she did the cheapest thing ever. She voted present, not yes or just I was here. And come on.
That is the ultimate. Hey, what's that thing over there? Statement.
Yeah. Anyway, that's going to move us on. Guys, thank you for the submissions to the hashtag. Don't forget, if you have stories, send them to us at the hashtag MSS News, and we'll do our best to get to some more tomorrow. But until then, Satsu, it's YouTube time, and what you did?
Well, my plan today was to get up and get some more 7 Days to Die stuff done, because there's a couple other concepts and stuff that I want to work on. Some people were commenting on the videos, asking questions and stuff. This whole thing that we're doing with this has been getting a decent amount of engagement, so it's motivating me to kind of get on it and talk about it more. I just didn't get a chance to, unfortunately, because I literally woke up at like 3:30 because I didn't really sleep last night at all. I was up pretty much all night. So I got up, and then I was taking care of the little one, and then it was Squishy's day off, so I was hanging out with her, and then I cooked dinner, and I'm just like, well, there goes the day. It's fucking gone. So I do still have some footage and stuff that I need to release on the 2.0 version of the base that we were working on, because that did turn out okay-ish, but we've been making some tweaks, and I think we figured out what our new definitive build is going to be. So I'll be working on that on our next 2 days off, because we don't stream today and tomorrow, or tonight and tomorrow night, because it's our days off. But we'll be back on Friday and Saturday playing Code Vein. Hopefully we'll finish that then, and we can focus on 7 Days to Die. But yeah, we've been enjoying it. Outside of that, no cooking stuff in the works at the moment, and that's kind of it.
All right. Thank you, Angry Illinoisan, who says voting present is the coward's way out. Yeah, that's I'm not going to vote. Nuts in chat says she's felt better. Are you okay, sweetie? I hope everything's well. I hope you're okay. Scribbles, what'd you work on today?
Well, I cooked up most of a script for a new video about a lady telling us that independent schools are better suited at nurturing students of color.
What?
And it's a short but very confusing video. She makes a lot of interesting statements within a few sentences of each other that are, let's just say, contradictory or bewildering. And she's some educational expert. So yeah, I've got the script basically done. I got to come up with an ending. I wasn't able to do audio today because there was a lot of hammering and sawing and drilling and stuff going on in the apartment below me for some reason. I don't know why. And yeah, so I'll hopefully work on that maybe tomorrow some more, but we'll see. Tomorrow's month-end billing day, so I'm going to be very, very taxed. So we'll see. And that's all I worked on.
Let's see what I did today. Oh, I did a very late monkey in the morning, which wasn't supposed to be that late. I really did think that I would wake up much, much earlier than I did. And I ended up getting 9 hours of sleep last night. I woke up when Lady Monkey came into the room to get dressed to go out. And I turned and looked at the clock and it's like, holy shit, it's noon. So I got up and got some shit together and did a show at about 1 o'clock. So you guys should go watch. It was fun. I yelled again about that stupid ass article from yesterday. The we need hate speech laws, motherfucker. Because I just can't yell about that one enough. I want to seriously talk to that guy. I wonder if he'd come on to Monkey in the Morning with me. You think he'd be okay with me calling him a dumb motherfucker to his face? Because I'd do it.
Maybe.
Like, you're a dumb motherfucker. Yeah. Well, I'd if he wanted to, I'd meet him somewhere. He could come here. But you know what I mean, in
person
conversation.
Direct conversation. Okay. All right. I see. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, that article still bugs me, and yeah. That leads us on to Humpetry time. And Satsu, what you got for Humpetry?
I'd have to go back and look again. I don't think I've seen anything, so come back to me.
All right, Scribbles, what you got?
Kind of already talked about it. Like, except for your falling down the stairs suit I found.
Oh, that was cute. Yeah.
You see that? Yeah, big marshmallow suit. I'm like, yeah, Monkey should wear this so he doesn't fall on the stairs. Aside from that, let me make sure I'm not forgetting something because it's been a long day. I didn't have a whole lot of time to do Twitter stuff today because of work and things. Let's see. We talked about Lori Loughlin. Talked about that. Yeah, I think that's kind of it. Oh, I guess the Babylon Bee had a funny headline today. CDC: people with dirt on Clintons have 843% greater risk of suicide.
Yeah.
And then I need an explanation if somebody can give it to me. And I think people have already tried on Twitter here. So a Washington Post opinion piece was posted a little bit ago. And the title is, "This impeachment process is totally unfair to Republicans." Now, I don't know. INFAIR. Now, honestly, if that's a reference meme joke thing, it doesn't click in my brain as something that I've heard before. So either it's that, I assume it is, or it's a misspelling, a horrible misspelling. But I'm not. I don't know. So if somebody has some, maybe this is up there for like the Encyclopedia Dramatica territory, but I don't know what that means. So otherwise, that's all the quote unquote fucketry I had.
I've never heard of that before.
Yeah,
I did put up a post earlier because I was seeing a bunch of stuff on social media recently about like acceptance and all that good shit like that, and how people's lives would be easier if people could just accept the way they are and all that good stuff. And I'm just like, if only people understood that I respect their right to live any way they want, but they also realize that I do not have to agree with or accept said lifestyle, then the world would be a much better place. Because it's real simple. Like I acknowledge the fact that we live in America and you can do and feel however the fuck you want, and I just completely support your right to do so. But when the conversation shifts to, well, it can't stop there. Like you have to also accept and agree with it, and I'm like, no, I don't have to do that, because the fact that we live in America and we are free is the reason why I accept whatever the stupid shit it is you want to do. Like why I'm saying like you are able to do it, do your fucking thing. As long as it ain't hurting nobody else, do it. But then for you to turn around and say, now you have to conform to this. Like, okay, you came out and agreed that I'm able to do whatever and you're okay with it. Now I'm telling you I'm not okay with you not being okay with it. So you need to change so I can feel better about it. And I'm like, oh, see, now you fucked up. Like that's where the line is drawn. That's where most people generally have a problem with, because we see all these stories come out where people are like, oh, they have a problem that I exist. And I'm like, no, I do not have a problem with your existence at all. Exist all you fucking want. Just exist over there. Like, do it the fuck away from me. Don't drag me into your bullshit. Don't tell me that I have to play along with this bullshit and we'll be good. It's that simple. But people are like, that's not enough. I need a fucking line of cheerleaders telling me that it's the greatest decision I've ever made and that it's the right one. Like, no, you don't need that. And if people just understood that you don't fucking need that, then you'd be fine. Just be happy you live in a place where you can express yourself any way you want and shut the fuck up. Simple. But that's just my opinion. So there you go.
All righty. Scribe, reading the unfair to Republicans thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's because of a misspelling in a Trump tweet.
Oh. Okay.
Trump tweeted out about the process being very unfair.
Ah.
And so.
Okay.
And since our news is what it is today, which, by the way, brings me to the title of the stream. Because I don't know if you guys saw this, but President Donald Trump, he tweeted out a doctored photo, you guys.
Whoa!
He tweeted out a doctored photo of the dog. I forget what kind of dog it is, but the one that ran down al-Baghdadi, getting the Medal of Honor. And the New York Times put several people on it to go out there and let us know that the photo was doctored.
No.
How so? I'm curious.
Have you seen it?
Yes.
I've seen the picture.
I see the background. I see the background of the show. Yeah.
Well, what they did is they took out an actual Medal of Honor recipient and put in the dog's head in a very, very bad Photoshop attempt.
Oh my god!
I mean, it's still cute the way they did it and everything, but it's quite obviously faked.
No.
And the New York Times, they had two reporters go out there and write a story about it, as well as have another person. Where was the other tweet? Prospero had sent it to me. Shit, I lost it. But another person talking about it. This is what their investigative journalism is. We have to take down the president because he tweeted out a fucking joke. Okay, I can kind of get it if you're like, oh, the president misspells. All right, that's silly, but it's a fucking joke. It's a meme. It was a way to honor the dog without actually honoring the dog. Like, yeah, this, look how cool. Oh, that was the other thing. The other New York Times person tracked down the guy from the original photo.
Oh, God.
Tracked him down to see how he felt about the dishonor of them putting a dog in his place. You know what he said? He said, I thought it was funny. But But they wrote a fucking article about it. I was
Sure.
like,
Why not?
are you? Oh God! And this is on the same day we see the story about the people who work for a sports news site getting upset because they're told they have to go write about sports.
Oh boy.
In an interview on Wednesday, Mr. McLaughlin, I don't know how you say his name, 73, who had not seen the image before reporters sent it to him, said that he interpreted it as Mr. Trump recognizing the dog's heroism. Whoops. He was not offended and laughed when he compared the two images. They sent a fucking reporter to the guy's house. I mean, over a fucking Twitter meme.
This is real, monkey. I don't think you're taking it serious enough.
It's the New York Times.
Yeah.
This is the paper of. Are they the paper of record? Is that what they go by?
Is that them? Yeah, I think it was or is. Or
Yeah,
that's what they say.
the old gray lady. Yeah, she's old and gray. It's because she can't even believe the shit you guys are pulling.
Their headline.
Oh,
go ahead.
go ahead.
Their headline on their website should be "Peak familiar with the matter." I think that would work out perfectly. Because aren't they the one that the CNN gets all their news from, or is that a different one I'm thinking of?
They mostly get it from the Washington Post.
Oh, the Washington Post. Okay, that's the one I was thinking of. Then theirs need to be peak familiar with the matter, because apparently they're the only ones who fucking know how to do any journalism.
You know, the Washington Post, the ones who had to correct the obituary for the dead terrorist because it was too nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's too nice. They get to all the stories first, I guess. So,
this is the tweet that the New York Times put out. President Trump shared an altered photograph of himself awarding a medal to the military dog injured in the raid that killed the Islamic State leader. The dog appeared to have been edited over a 2017 Medal of Honor recipient. Okay.
And
I wonder if this is something Ocasio-Cortez thinks needs to go away, because Trump used a meme and it was fake. It's fake. The level, and I don't know if level's the right thing. Where our media, our press is at right now is just blowing my fucking mind. I look at this stuff and it's like, you can't be serious. And they are.
mm-hmm. Dead serious.
However, in reaction to this, the New York Post put out an article called "Trump's Tweet About Hero Dogs in ISIS Raid Inspires Other Declassified Dog Pics."
what?
This is them having some fun with their rival there in New York.
Oh, okay, good. I was like,
there's that article.
For a second, I thought it was a real thing because I'm like, what are we talking? Oh, no. Okay, pose all over.
Yeah, it's people just having some fun.
Oh
man, unfortunately, I think that's all the stuff. Did I have stuff from yesterday?
Yesterday,
from last night? No. So, there's two other things we can talk about. We keep being asked in chat about the first YouTube video getting hacked. I don't know anything about it, guys. Do you?
Oh, I just thought I don't know what was the very first YouTube video. I don't know.
I'm sure I've heard before, but I can't fucking remember.
I got hacked.
Yeah, apparently it got hacked. So
hadn't heard about that one.
Yeah, me neither.
And the other one, Jeffrey Epstein.
Uh-oh. What did he do this time?
Well, his brother paid somebody to check out the autopsy results.
No, an independent coroner. Yeah,
it's Michael Braden. I think is how you say his name.
I have heard that name somewhere before. Okay.
He's done a lot of TV shows where he looks at forensic evidence and stuff.
That must be it. Okay.
He's an older guy, kind of a chubby face, glasses.
Mm-hmm.
I got it, Prospero. I was there. And he said, look, this looks like homicide.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah, so there's a lot of people talking about that today because, well, but here's the thing. There's a lot of people out there. See, this proves it. Unfortunately, no, it doesn't.
No,
it doesn't. It just has
like everything else.
Yeah, you have competing corners with different opinions.
Dude, I saw this on Facebook and I shared it. It said, groundbreaking news that surprises literally no one but Hillary Clinton. She's the only one like, oh my God, really?
I didn't even have to read the article, the report from Michael Baden. I think it's I can't remember it. I don't know how you say his name. It's Baden.
Is it Baden? Michael Baden-Baden?
Could be.
Yeah.
We'll call him Michael because I can pronounce Michael.
Okay.
I didn't even have to read it before I knew what it was going to say. It was because of the hyoid bone, which we knew about from the original report.
Yep.
That was leaked even before the original coroner's report came out. And there were a ton of people at the Baden is how they're saying it. We say it. Okay. But Michael, I can say Michael. At the time, a lot of people, me included, were like, that sounds like murder. Every time you see that in a cop show or something, a broken hyoid, he must have been strangled. And the reason for it is where it's located in your neck and where a rope would be compared to hanging.
Mm-hmm.
But it still doesn't prove it beyond a reasonable doubt.
No, it's not by itself. It is not necessarily indications of homicide. It is one piece of information that could lead you there, but you'd need more information to make that conclusion. And unless or until we have some kind of forensic evidence elsewise, or witness testimony, or videotape, which of course they don't have because the cameras just happened to be broken that night. We don't know.
Caramon says, but did they find any semen? Right? That's Michael went on to say, that the stuff you were just talking about there, Scribe. He didn't have a cellmate, which he was supposed to because he had been on suicide watch. What was it, 2 weeks earlier?
Mm-hmm.
Is when they took him off. The cameras were being worked on, so they didn't work. The guards were both reportedly asleep. He said, he said in I think it was 50 years of examining cases like this, I've never seen this, all of this stuff coming together, and it just happening to be suicide. And again, unfortunately, that is still just opinion. I agree with him.
Yes.
But it's still just opinion.
It is exceedingly suspicious and highly coincidental that all the stars would align on that particular night when this guy died in the way he did. But again, without more, it's still all circumstantial. It's suspiciously circumstantial, but it's still circumstantial.
I feel like we should make an official judge ruling just the word, come on. Like in situations like this, I mean, I know it wouldn't work and it'd be fucked up where it's just like, they obviously did it. Like, I come on.
Well, the other part of that is you have to have some kind of physical evidence to tie it to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You have literally a prison full of criminals.
That's true.
Who are you going to pin it on?
The janitor.
I'm all. Look, I think they killed this motherfucker. I think they went, somebody needs to shut him up. But there's nobody to point to and pin it on. And unless somebody comes forward and goes, yeah, I have actual information about it, nothing's going to come from this. And as I said earlier on the Monkey in the Morning show, as much as I would love to know what happened there, absolutely what happened, because for it to have broke his hyoid bone, he would have had to have landed a very specific way when he lowered his feet. I don't even want to talk about it. I don't understand why we haven't heard anything, from the island. Remember all that shit they pulled off the island?
Oh, right. Yeah, no, that whole thing kind of went by the wayside.
Yeah. There should be records of people who were there and nothing. Quiet. That's the part that all went away. I'm not super sad that a serial child diddler died. I'm not going to pretend I am. I would like to know what happened, to know who wanted him shut up if he was murdered. I'm not sad. But to me, there should be evidence elsewhere, and we haven't heard a damn thing about what they found on that island. Nothing. And it's like, something would. Faithless said they left the island unguarded for a long time. It was probably cleaned out. They pulled boxes and all kinds of shit from that island. And I'm starting to go with Jack's theory that they just threw it into the ocean. Because I don't understand why nothing has come out about this.
Maybe they just don't care enough.
I don't know. Anyhow, I didn't mean to get on that so long. It's just, for the record, I'm not disagreeing with Michael. I think he's probably spot on, but there's nothing to prove it. The other really disturbing news I heard today, and it's just a rumor, but there's a rumor that Tom Brady might be leaving the Patriots after this year.
Oh my God! I don't care.
Oh, it gets worse.
Oh,
there's a rumor that he might be going to the Chargers.
I don't know if that's a good or bad thing.
Well, he said it gets worse, so I'm going to assume.
Oh.
Look, I saw that, and it almost pissed me off as much as the free speech thing we read yesterday. I like, fuck no. At least right now we have a quarterback. We might not win, but our quarterback can throw more than 10 yards at a time. No. Just no.
Hashtag no?
Just no.
No. Just no.
Keep that little, well, maybe they'd sell more jerseys and people would care about the Chargers, but no. I don't want Tom Brady on the Chargers. Let us just keep losing like we're supposed to. It's what we do, God damn it.
But he might change the game and bring victory to your sad little place.
Well, no, because actually the Chargers would have to get him some receiver help, and they're not willing to do that either. They just hire really good quarterbacks and go, you better do something, or we'll send you to New Orleans where you'll get a Super Bowl ring. Wait, sorry. I'm still a little pissed off about that too. You guys got plans for Halloween? You guys doing anything? Besides hanging out with me?
The only thing special that I was thinking about doing is just for because it's my night, I was going to see if I could find a cute little costume for Squeedus and make it a Squeedus stream.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah, because Squishy is dying to put her in anything. She's just like, we got to do it. Don't matter what it is. We just need to find something cute. I want to take pictures. It's just like, okay. All right, babe, we're going to go look. So expect a lot of Squeedus tomorrow. She's been doing a lot of cooing lately, so you'll hear her yelling and talking to the ether, or summoning demons as she usually does. So should be fun. Or she'll lose her shit and be like, I'm not fucking doing this today. So we'll see. We'll see how it works out.
Will Squeedus wear hats?
She'll wear like the little baby caps, little skull caps or whatever. You could just put on her head. Not for very long. Like eventually she'll shake them off. But she don't particularly have a problem with them. Squishy kind of got her used to them because when she washes her hair, she don't want her head to get like cold, so she'll put a hat on her.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Otherwise, like she normally, but just like throughout the day, she's like, no, get this shit off me. She don't like socks either. There's been so many times when she put socks on her, and then she said, "Where the fuck are her socks?" And she just keep kicking them off. She don't like them.
Sean says, "Put her in white face. Go sit in the corner, Sean."
Oh.
There's plenty of room, or there's plenty of people to keep you company. Go sit in the corner.
Oh, you just Joker.
I think she's already in blackface, so.
Yeah, my kids never liked socks either. But none of the children in my line will wear any kind of hat, and it makes costumes hard.
Oh, really?
There's a lot of costumes. Kids that age, I mean, all their costumes comes with a fucking hat of some sort.
Yeah. Yeah, put something on their head.
Do you have a favorite Halloween that you remember?
One of my favorite ones is we actually went to my grandmother's house to go trick or treating in her neighborhood because she lived in the neighborhood where you were less likely to get shot. And we were over there, and for whatever reason, that particular trick or treating trip, because we went like at the time that they permitted you to start, and we were trick or treating until the time that they were like, it's okay, everybody needs to go home, and we each had garbage bags full of that, like so much fucking candy, and there was like 6 kids who was all in the group or whatever, and we had this big, massive like fucking. Like if you go to another country, the little trading market that you got to walk down and you could just pick shit, and we were just like trading shit back and forth. It was insane. It's probably one of the best Halloween that I remember. It was so fun, man.
Scribbles?
Best Halloween?
Yeah.
Not particularly. I can't say. No, nothing jumps to mind at least.
Your life makes me sad.
All right.
I loved Halloween as a kid. One, there were 3 of us, and we always, for the most part, in our trick-or-treating years, we lived in Navy housing, so there were tons of people, and most people participated. So we got a shit ton of candy, and we'd bring it home, and we'd all put it together, and we'd just, our living room or dining room table would just be fucking covered with candy. We'd end up giving away part of it because we couldn't even eat it all. I just have this very yeah.
You're getting a little muffly, so check your cable.
Shit, yeah, you are to me too. Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not my mic this time. That's my connection. Am I getting any better?
Yeah, you did get better just then, but you were just like slowly getting more and more, and I'm like, oh.
I fucking hate AT&T. For Halloween, AT&T, make my connection look better for a day.
Yes, dress my connection up as decent.
Dress my connection up as Satsu's.
Oh man.
No, I just have this one very vivid memory, and I don't even remember what I was dressed up as that year. Oh no, I was a ghost. We were poor kids, so occasionally we did things like that. I have been a ghost in a sheet with just the eyes cut out. But shut up. There was no point on my head. But I remember being at the end, and I was just so happy because I had a pillowcase full of candy as I was walking up to our house. And it was like the best day ever.
I do remember one costume I'm proud of. I mean, the Halloween itself wasn't, I guess, that out of the ordinary or anything, but this was a few years ago, and I put on a traditional ghost outfit, like the blanket with the eyes cut out, but I hung our sign around my neck that just said chivalry.
Ah!
Nice.
That was my costume. I got quite a few compliments on that one.
Have any of you ever dressed up as a woman?
No.
For Halloween? No, I don't think.
Yeah.
He said for Halloween.
Oh no! I mean, I remember I was in a play in elementary school. I had to dress up. I forget what it was, but I had to dress up as a female character. But other than that, no, I've never dressed up as a woman.
I did it when I think I was 16. No, 15. Yeah, there's pictures around here somewhere. It was in the ugliest dress. Somebody had handmade me a dress. I can't remember why. Yeah, it was handmade.
Handmade.
Not a handmaiden.
Oh.
Handmade.
Oh.
And it was actually made out of like a curtain originally. Not the nice thick curtain like Carol Burnett in her one skit.
Oh,
like really
Gone with the Wind.
Really cheap curtains. Yeah, Gone with the Wind skit. That's what that was. She still had the curtain rod in it.
Yeah, exactly. Shoulder pads.
It may have even been made for that Halloween. It was just the ugliest thing. And I went as a very ugly woman. And unfortunately, I kind of make a pretty woman.
Or did
back then.
Pretty monkey walking down the street. Pretty monkey.
You never know what's going to set him off.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. I don't.
He's like an autistic jukebox.
What? What? What?
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, it's your time. Questions, comments, concerns. I think we broke Satsu. Throw them in the chat now. We'll do our best to address them. I thought that was a great reference. Oh Lord, it's a serious question. What do you think of the new Steam look?
Oh, did they change their UI or something?
I haven't looked at it, to be honest. And I'm not going to turn it on during the show because you guys know.
Yeah.
You guys know. Oh Lord, did you ever get popcorn balls for Halloween? Yeah. Did you guys and if you did, were you allowed to eat them?
I don't remember popcorn balls, but
it depended on where we lived, whether or not we were allowed to eat them. If mom knew who they came from, that was fine, but not just some rando thing.
Mm-hmm.
Which sucks because popcorn balls are great.
I'm back. What did I miss?
Did you ever get popcorn balls for Halloween?
I used to fucking love those things, dude.
Did you get them in your bag? And if you did, did your mom let you eat them?
Yeah. I always got happy but what she did though is she was like, if there's no air if you can't squeeze it and there's no air in the bag, don't eat it. I'm like, okay,
fair enough.
That was our rule. So if it was like deflated or you could like squeeze it and all, there was no air like resistance. She's like, nope, throw it away. But I like them.
Oh, I love them. My mom she was very, like I said, only if she knew the people it came from. Toasted. That is not a question. You can still make statements and direct them at us. Just use exclamation points instead of question marks, bud. But he says, I'm being a pussy for crying in a video I made about being suspended from Twitter that is coming out tomorrow. I mean, what is life without Twitter? There's plenty of life without Twitter, man. Plenty of life. And if you don't think so, then you need to get the hell away from Twitter.
That's right. You're doing too much.
Look, I'm a shut-in cripple, and even I can live without Twitter.
Excuse me.
Orpheus asked, smash your pass for Kellyanne Conway. Ooh.
Pass. She's a bit too on the skeletal side for my taste, I think.
Yeah, she looked rough, man.
Yeah, I don't like super skinny bitches.
I'm trying to think back when she was younger. I want to say she looked okay.
Yeah,
but yeah, she's not aging. Well, she's aging like she's either on heroin or cancer.
She's on cancer. Yeah,
bitch on cancer.
Go down to your local dealer and get a shot of cancer.
I just can't right now, man. It's too much.
What happens when Scribe's jokes become dad jokes? He becomes a parent. You guys know anything about Republicans walking out of a vote on women veterans? Because I'm curious about the context.
Haven't heard that one.
Did not hear that. Didn't hear about it. If you have a story link, hit me on Twitter with it.
Drop that shit.
Anyone else think it's funny Spacey was being sued by John Doe, his character from Seven? That's funny, actually.
I hadn't thought about it that way.
Well, it's Frosted. He doesn't think like most people, which is why I love him. He's funny as shit. Have you guys seen The Handmaid's Tale? No.
Nope, I have not.
I don't like myself that much, or dislike myself that much.
I don't understand the appeal. Isn't this a story about women being abused?
No, it's a story about women rising up while being abused.
Yeah, it's a. I mean, it was a dystopian fantasy novel from several years ago. Shirley Jackson, I think it was. And yeah, it's kind of 1984ish with a feminist bent to it. I mean, it's always considered kind of a classic sort of dystopian novel in a sense. I never read it myself, but I heard people back in like high school or something who thought it was kind of interesting. But yeah, now it's got this is a message, this is a statement, this is a movement, and like people marching around and protesting in those costumes. And like, oh god, settle down.
Yeah, it's not something that appeals to me. So no. Dr. No says, Lords of the Night, can you wish my grandparents happy anniversary? It is their 48th wedding anniversary. But happy anniversary. Congratulations.
Wow.
That is awesome.
48 years. Holy cats. Congratulations.
That is awesome.
I mean, as long as you can stand each other, I guess. Congratulations. I mean, if you hate each other, it's like, that sucks.
Look, if you hate each other and you're at 48 years, that's fucking amazing.
Or it's just habit.
No, absolutely. Happy anniversary.
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
Here's some Aussie beer cap trivia.
Oh, boy.
NCIS is a spinoff of which American TV legal drama? Law and Order?
Well, let's see. It's CBS.
Oh, so probably not.
Well, I mean, unless it's just the writers moved somewhere else. I mean, usually for sure. God, is it? What's the CSI?
CSI is Dr. No says Jag. Prospero says CSI. I'm
Jag
going
would
with
make
Murder.
sense.
Murder She Wrote.
Jag would make sense.
I'm waiting for Pete. He's the one that said it. So several people are saying Jag.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, Jag makes sense, being that they're both military dramas.
The lady
Correct
in
answer is
Jag.
Jag.
The lady in Jag is one of the most beautiful women in the world. I forget what her name is, but whatever her name was, the female lead in that show. Holy cats!
Hearst says, asks, if I dress up as the comic book character Spawn without his mask on for Halloween, am I wearing blackface?
Well, without his mask on, he's basically a barbecued face because he's like Hellspawn. So
you're wearing blackened face.
Yeah, maybe charbroiled face, maybe something like that. Yeah,
flame broiled face.
Yeah, there you go.
Can we get Juketistic trending? Oh my god.
Oh Lord.
Juketistic.
I
don't know why
Frosted.
That's so funny to me, man.
Frosted, I don't know what's wrong with you, but I'm glad it's wrong with you and that you've landed in our audience because you are funny as fuck. Pyra says, you guys know anything about... Oh, that's the same one. And no, we don't know about that if you missed our answer from before. Oh, Lords of the Knights. If someone gives Scribe $50, will he autistically sing Horsecock?
Oh, boy.
No.
That shit gonna be on CNN tomorrow. Don't do it, Scribe.
Yeah, no. The answer is no. I wouldn't. First off, I wouldn't want to steal Sinatra's bit. Second off, I would not want to have a recording of me doing that for posterity's sake on anyone else's playlist. So there you go.
Oh fuck! I'm dying. Oh.
That would be really bad. I don't think I could even listen. Like if you were going to do that, I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna sit this one out. I can't even.
Have you or Scribe seen the Dr. Seuss movie, The 5,000 Fingers of Dr. T? And did you think that was a weird movie?
The title vaguely sounds familiar, but I don't believe I've ever seen it. No.
Yeah, my answer is the same. That it sounds familiar, and I don't know why, but I know I've never seen a movie called that.
Yeah. Sorry.
Lucifer says, don't tell me how to live my life. That's not a question. Remember, guys, you can use question marks for questions and statement marks for statements. What is a fast food horror story of yours?
A fast food horror story?
I don't think I have any of those.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of such a thing. I
don't really have any.
When I think of like a horror story, like I go to the fast food restaurant and they put my food in a bag and I open it up and it's like there's a deep fried rat in it or something. It's like,
right.
Like a horror story. I guess I had a lousy tasting taco at Taco Bell one time or something. I don't know.
No, I mean, I've had times where like I've ordered a sandwich and there was no meat on it.
Okay, sure. That's a horror story, not really.
Yeah, I mean, you said horror story, so maybe you just meant weird things. But and here's the thing though, when something like that happens, I don't freak out.
Right.
I just go back and explain, hey, this, and almost all the time people are really cool about it. So,
yeah. And unless it's like an egregious mistake or something, most times it's like, oh, they didn't give me ketchup, or this has onions on it and I wouldn't want onions. I'll just like, I'll survive and I just go on with my day. That kind of
right.
thing.
Rods. Would you try butterscotch licorice? Sure. I like butterscotch.
Not reflexively, but I suppose it couldn't hurt to try it.
I can't. Anytime somebody says butterscotch, I think of it being said by like a 90-year-old woman, and it just makes it weird for me.
Well, I'm getting old enough that I'm allowed to eat butterscotch. Smash or pass Katie Hill? Oh, I'd smash that.
I know where she's been, so no.
Okay, in that regard, you're probably right. Because I don't know where she's been. I know some of the stuff she's done already, and I don't.
Right.
I'm afraid of what we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. What was the name of Sony's first portable CD player? The CD man.
The Discman.
The Discman.
Is that it? Because there was the Walkman and then the Discman. I think I could be mistaken, but
yeah. Scribe, why do you answer the question about dressing like a woman the same way Trudeau acts or reacts to the question about wearing blackface?
I don't know what he said, so I don't know. Maybe I missed
he was basically like, yeah, sometimes I've done that.
Oh, yeah. Well, like I said, I have at one point in my life, I did dress up as a female character. I remember that for whatever reason, but as far as like a Halloween thing or recreationally, no.
Oh lords, bells, whistles, or shotguns?
For what purpose? Self-defense? Yeah, I'll take the bell. What? No.
I want the whistle.
That's right. Stranger danger.
Isn't Catherine Bell a Scientologist? I don't know who Catherine Bell is.
Oh, Catherine. Yeah, that's the name of the actress from Jag. Is she a sign? I don't know. I know she's in a whole lot of Hallmark movies. Like she had some kind of like lifetime contract with that company, and I did a video one time where they listed off like all these Christmas movies that she was in or something, and it's like she did like 5 Hallmark movies in like a year. And I was just like, God, that is her. She will never go poor.
She's gonna have to do now that Lori Loughlin was going to jail. Somebody got to step in there.
That's right. There's openings now.
Which author created the Jack Ryan character? That's
Tom Clancy.
Clancy, yeah.
Yep.
There's the 5,000 fingers question again. What do you call a ghost that likes anime? Weeaboo.
Oh.
That's funny.
Is your cock a horse cock? Your mom can answer. Why can I imagine Scribe as the front? Why can I imagine Scribe front the band Autistic Jukebox? I'm so sorry about that.
Are you?
I'm not.
No, because that was funny, but I do, because now it's going to be a thing. I apologize. I'm sorry in the way that you're sorry to a friend, but really not sorry because it's funny.
Okay.
If you weren't a friend, I wouldn't be sorry at all.
I think between the three of us, to each other, SDA and elsewise, we've come up with some pretty ridiculous self-imposed memes on each other, so I'm not.
Fair enough.
I'm not too concerned.
Caramon says statement marks are periods, not exclamation marks. By the way, that's not a question. And in our lore,
Yes.
a statement mark is an exclamation point.
Yes.
Will you have Claudia Brown on as a guest on your channel when you host Lords of the Night? I'm not opposed to Claudia being on.
Remind me who Claudia Brown is.
Oh, she's a ranting feminist.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, all these aliases and things.
Yeah, we are very friendly to each other. We haven't talked in quite a while. I should touch base with her. I haven't talked to her in probably a year. But yeah, I'm not opposed to having her on. She would probably be really mad about the news segments because we tend to be very not far left, and she is far left. So
yeah, I've been cordial with her on Twitter and stuff, but she can be kind of dogmatic.
I think a better situation would just be me and her talking together about them, or even with you guys on. I'm not opposed to that, but just talking in general rather than it being something like this where we have the format where we start with news and then go into more news. And then, I don't think she would get along with some of the fucketry I bring on here. But no, I like Claudia. She's good people, actually.
Yeah,
I don't agree with her.
Off about Christina Hoff Sommers and how Christina Hoff Sommers is not a real feminist. I'm just like, she's been feminist before you were born. Like, she was directly involved in like significant milestones in feminist history, and you're just on the internet. So,
what are you exactly
in a position to tell her what proper feminism is when you're a PC slacktivist?
Yeah, when you Christina was around for the sexual revolution. You know that stuff you guys love to talk about?
Yeah.
She was part of that.
She was there and doing actual things. Like, okay, come on now.
Evolved Potato says this is an improper use of question. So this is improper use of question marks. Well, you're still asking a question there, so no. I would let you have that one. Have you guys ever gone hippie docking?
What?
I don't know. I know what docking is, and I wouldn't do that with somebody who's not a dirty hippie.
Is that like cow tipping or something?
I don't know. It's coming from Frosted, so I don't trust it. Oh, meows. Have you ever heard of fast food whores? Whores whose payment is fast food.
No, but I wish I knew about them a long time ago.
I've heard stories of people taking less than that for sexual favors, depending on, like, was it Boys in the Hood or something with the bag of hamburgers?
Don't be a menace.
Don't be a menace. Oh yeah, that's right.
The Boys in the Hood parody.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm about to say, in the movie, that didn't really go well for him in the actual movie.
Yeah, no, in the actual movie, it's like I'll suck your dick. Like, what?
Yeah, he got Swiss cheese for that one.
Mm-hmm.
Smash or pass Marilyn Monroe today? I'm gonna pass.
She's a bag of bones today.
Today? Oh, hell no. I'd kill her. She'd be dead.
Lords of the Night, disc or disc? K or C?
Yeah, these days I guess it depends on which, because when I think of like a floppy disk, I think of a K. If I think of like a CD, I'm thinking of a C.
I never know, so I just use a CD. Yeah. How much would you pay to hear Scribe sing horsecock?
The question is, how much would you pay?
Yeah. Smash or pass Ava Braun? I don't think I've ever actually seen a picture.
Maybe she was good looking by 1940s German standards or something. From what I recall, she looked kind of homely to me. So no, pass.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen her. Speaking of Clancy Scribe, any plans on watching the Jack Ryan series on Amazon Videos?
Well, no, one, because I don't have an Amazon Prime account, so I couldn't watch it if I wanted to, unless I'm doing something against the rules. And secondly, Jack Ryan was not a field agent. He was not an action hero. The whole point of him is he was a reluctant hero at best when it came to action. And he, if you want to make a story or a show about an action hero from the Tom Clancy universe, you want Mr. Clark. Mr. Clark was the action-oriented guy in the Tom Clancy series. He was the super-duper commando. The book Without Remorse, Tom Clancy's book Without Remorse, is one of my favorite revenge books, action things. It's perfect. It's like Punisher, but in the Tom Clancy universe. Jack Ryan was not meant to be a commando. And so I look at that and I'm just like, that's a completely different character. I'm not interested.
Hang on, I'm doing something real quick.
You're doing something.
Yeah. Where are we at? Satsu, what will Dave be for Halloween?
No.
Alive.
What did you
Y'all
say?
get quiet after that. Y'all were supposed to like make a witty comment to so people can laugh that off.
Well, in fairness, I didn't quite hear what you said.
Oh, I said alive, but never mind. That doesn't.
We don't know that he's alive now.
Precise.
I don't know how close he is to Hillary Clinton. Scribe, do the tenants in your apartment building know that you saved them from burning to death all those years ago?
Well, the guy that lived there at the time did. And when the fire department came out and other people in the apartment building looked out at what was going on and was asking what was up, and they found out, got a couple of thank yous. So, yes, the answer is yes. This was, God, how long ago was that? I want to say it was at least 5 years ago. So, either way.
Guys, I just dropped a link into chat. Sinatra has a weekend-long creepypasta going on his Creepson channel?
Oh, yeah, for Halloweeny.
So, yeah, if you enjoy Halloween, well, and that's not what I meant to say. If you enjoy creepypasta, or if you haven't checked it out yet, you should anyway. Check that out, guys. I just had some juicy peri-peri chicken burgers for lunch. That is all. That is not a goddamn evolved potato. You know that's not a question.
Peri-peri?
Peri-peri.
I don't know what that is. That's some kind of... Is that a British thing or an Australian thing?
Who knows?
I don't know. Smash your pass, Sarah Jessica Parker. I am not into animals.
Even though you're a monkey.
Indeed.
LA Story, Sarah Jessica Parker, sure. After that, no.
I won't lie. When I was a teenager, I did kind of have a crush on her in Footloose.
Okay.
But ever since then, it's like something happened to that.
She got very drawn. Her became very angular.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Cody Fry, who says, Satsu, your baby's too pale. Just admit it. You've Justin Trudeau'd your way through life. Yes, Satsu's actually a white guy.
Yes. I've been fooling you guys by making you think I was a black man, but in reality, I'm a white man. It's true.
If your funeral was going to be like one from a movie, which would you choose? I'd go Darth Vader, says Frosty Glass. Oh, I don't know. I can't think of too many funerals in movies. I mean, I know they're there, but I don't pay much. The only one that comes to mind is from Running Scared when he goes to his aunt's funeral. I'm sure I've seen more, but yeah, I mean, Darth Vader, I guess, is a good one.
Good funerals in movies.
Huh.
The entire film of Buried with Ryan Reynolds.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's actually really. It's described as very Hitchcockian, and it very much is. It's very psychological. All takes place inside of a box. It's great.
Oh no, I couldn't even watch that.
Yeah, well, like I said, it is a thriller / horror movie. So I recommend it because it's pretty very simple concept and very effective.
Yeah, anytime they do movies where like somebody's trapped in a box, I
Mhm.
can't watch the scenes where I'm that claustrophobic. I can't watch those scenes.
You ever see Cube? The sci-fi movie Cube?
No.
It's not trapped in a box per se, but it's
Is that
something
the
like that.
is that the movie where they were doing the, I guess it's supposed to be like an experiment on some people. They put like a whole bunch of people in this box. And every room they went in changed, and they were like throwing boots in the next room to see if they were trapped or something.
Yeah, well, I don't want to give it away, but yeah, it's sort of 10 Little Indians kind of setup.
There's a game that they made based on that movie.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Again, a very simple concept. You take 10 characters, put them into a very, I guess it wasn't 10, maybe it was like 6 people or something, but put them into a crazy situation. It was a bit like a proto Saw kind of movie because, how do you do a movie that only takes place in one room essentially, but you still have a full cinematic experience? So it's very low budget, but very effective in its use of characters and space and everything. It was kind of like that.
Nambite Rex, thank you so much. You're sent back to the Middle Ages, and you can only take one piece of modern technology with you. What do you pick? Ooh.
A chemistry book.
Oh man.
Or an engineering book or something that would actually allow me to, try to take advantage of the modern knowledge.
Are books considered technology?
They are technology, yeah.
I mean, they had.
I mean, they contain information on technology, so I'd say it counts.
I don't know, because everything I'm thinking of is like that won't have power.
Right. There's no batteries or anything else. You're talking about like a technological device. You've got as long as that battery survives, and then you're done.
Unless you take a solar generator or a solar panel.
Yeah, solar powered portable.
Yeah, just hope that never breaks, I guess. But then if that's the only thing you take with you, what are you going to power?
I'm going to take a solar powered home.
A solar powered home.
Ah! I win.
Take a flashlight and just scare the fuck out of me.
I'm taking penicillin.
Hey, you get one shot.
How is Diesel Dave still alive after what Bear Claw Gone Done did to him? What happened?
Yeah, I do not know this piece of lore or whatever.
Have you ever gone cow tipping? No.
Nope.
No.
I've never lived in or near the country, so yeah.
Has Satsu ever played a MOBA like League of Legends, or did he luckily escape those?
Never was really interested in those games because they are focused completely on PvP or almost solely on PvP.
Mm-hmm.
That's not really my scene. So I would watch other people play them, but I never really got into it. So yeah, I escaped it because I'm like, not my thing.
I used to play Smite. It was a lot of fun. And it doesn't feel as much like PvP, and I realize that's not League of Legends. It's more of a League of Legends light. League of Legends, those fuckers are assholes, the people who play that game. But Smite has a much nicer community to it, so it's not too bad. My lords, do you guys like tapes or DCs? Do you mean CDs? CDs.
Yeah, I guess CDs. I mean, there's a bit of nostalgia to having a cassette player kind of thing, but if you can even find those anymore. Yeah, I guess CDs, especially if I can burn them. I can recordable CDs because I can put my own stuff on them.
I hated tapes, and when CDs came out, it was like, oh, yeah, because so many artists. I mean, there's like one song you wanted from them, and you buy the whole CD for it. That's fine, or the whole tape, but that song is like song 4 on one of the sides. Like, God damn it.
Yeah. Well, that's what duping your own mixes are for. Yeah.
Or hoping you catch it on the radio at the right time.
No, that too. Yeah.
Those are the
I
days.
mean, I can't remember how many free concerts, like full on concerts off the radio I taped and have somewhere of like original performances that you're never going to hear ever. Right, because I never recorded them for like a record or something. that was always really cool. It's like tonight's concert with I think I got a Pearl Jam concert one time, like the whole deal back when they were the big thing, and that was really cool.
Pincalo says I'd smash Helen Keller. I feel like you have a fetish, my friend.
Yeah.
He'll know why. Favorite Jason Bourne movie? Probably the first.
Yeah, I mean the first and the second is like a set match, pretty good. But yeah, the first one redefined the entire sort of spy espionage movie for me. And honestly, I really thought that after I saw the movie, my first thought was if they ever do another James Bond movie, because at the time it was kind of like before Daniel Craig and after Pierce Brosnan, sort of like dead zone. I was like, this is the format they are going to have to try to match, because this changes the entire espionage thing and people's expectations of what a spy movie looks like. And not so much.
Real quick, Nuts asked me if I was ever going to make another mug. I'm going to get on it as soon as I remember. But I wanted to, Scribe, do your neighbors think you're a special guy who always sings happy birthday to himself?
I don't know. That's my answer.
There you go. And ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of the show. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. Don't forget, if you enjoy this, we'll be over on Satsu's channel tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern time for more. So come hang out with us on your Halloween. Thank you for joining us. Thank you so much for the donations. You guys are so very generous, and I cannot thank you enough for that. Anything you guys want to add before we close out here? All right.
If you guys do Halloween stuff tomorrow, just have fun, but be safe. If you're not here with us and you're out there in the world somewhere, just buddy system and kids, always make sure your candy's wrapped, and don't take any candied apples from strangers.
And if you dress in something offensive, please shut the fuck up.
No mariachi, white kids. Don't do it.
Above all else, have fun, guys. Be safe. Have fun. I threw the link for Sinatra's Creepsin channel. Make sure you guys check that out. Scribbles, Satsu, a pleasure as always. Everybody, your lives make us sad. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Here's where I sing.